Our thoughts and feelings are our own and are not representative of Electronic Arts as a whole or anyone else.
Once again, it's time for the Team Lift podcast with your hosts, Brandon Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Let's go ahead and get right into the show.
Are we testing? What are we doing?
Poor professional as hell today.
You just started recording without telling anybody we were recording?
Yeah,
Dude, when is
because
that ever
everybody's
changed?
just looking at their phone.
You know why we're all looking at our phones? Because we're tired as fuck, man. That's why. We're all just sitting here like trying to get ready.
Technology is the future, Brandon.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get ready for the show, and I'm like, man,
opening his phone.
Are we going to get an intro before we do this? You just start recording?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this bullshit Brandon set up now. All right, man. So it's another episode of the Team Lift podcast that nobody was prepared to do this week because Brandon's a shithead. Okay.
Well, this is my fault that nobody else was prepared.
Because you didn't count us down. This was like the worst intro to the show ever. Like we usually do a
surprise intro.
Yeah, it really was a surprise. Like,
I'm going to leave all that silence in at the very beginning.
I'm surprised I'm the fuck here right now. That's what I'm surprised about. I've never been so mad right now that you just did that. We do got a guest in the show today, man. Beck, now you take the lead for the third time.
Third time, I think, yeah.
Third
but
time.
I've been on several episodes because they always get cut in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're long as fuck.
Yeah, man. Every time you come in, we end up like just talking unfeathered, and it's like, how
Sorry,
did we
guys.
just do a 2-hour, 3-hour conversation?
I was born with the gift of gab.
4-hour conversation and turn it into 2 episodes. You do have the lead now for returning guests. You were it.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually have. It was brought to our attention by. We can honestly say you've been back the most. You are now our super guest, but our super fan Joe Nathan knew that our anniversary was coming up before Brandon and I knew our anniversary was coming up.
When is the anniversary?
It is June 6th.
Are you
6,
gonna have
5,
like a
17.
super episode?
Is it 6/5?
Yeah.
So June 5th. I always thought it was 6/6
So that's
for some reason.
that's the day that we recorded.
June 6th is when we recorded.
If you want to think about like the day that I think we launched technically would be the 17th.
But the right thing to do would
6/17.
be to re-record on the 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anniversary-wise.
It is anniversary. This Team Lift was born June 6th,
Nice.
2016. We did not realize we had our 1-year anniversary
I wonder what
coming
my
up.
1 year is. I don't remember when my first episode was.
We actually have everything. Like we're getting a Team Lift historian because we need to start tracking
I'm about
these
it.
things.
I'm about it.
We need to start keeping track of these.
The Team List historian is just us being lazy with time hop.
That's really how we're going to
That's-
do this,
yeah.
man.
Whatever you get, however you get it done, man.
Yeah,
it's all
'cause
about results.
I actually told him, I said, I'm going to set up a Team Lift diary and I'm going to just start writing like, this was the first show. This is the first time we went to iTunes. This is, keeping track of these things. This Team Lift is growing and we do need to be able to track our history. And, and once again, that's a shout out to Joe Nathan because he told us your anniversary's coming up. And I was like, you truly are the greatest fan we will ever have of this podcast.
Word.
I did not know.
It's Mike the Mohawk, by the way. I don't think you. I don't
Yeah.
think I got the intro. You just said I was back.
Yes, you are. Mohawk Mike, Mike the
I don't know if
Mohawk.
I'm recognized by my voice yet.
Yeah, bro, you've been back. You did our E3 show with us.
The comics one.
Yeah, we did that
episode.
giant comics episode, which you also came back and you did when we did our end of the year review.
Yeah.
The 2016 in review. You did that show with us. Bro, wait a minute. This may be...
I don't
4
know
or
if
5,
did I do
something
the
like
E3?
He may be 4.
I can't count anymore, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be... This may be the 4th episode
been
you're
a few
back for.
times.
Man, you're kind of kicking everybody's ass on guest star.
I'm okay
guest
with
appearances.
that. I'll
Okay.
anytime, man. If I'm available,
Hell,
I'm about it.
This here is going to be a kind of a weird show, man. We got a lot of stories we're going to get into. Nothing really, pressing this week in geek news, which is kind of weird. I think we're starting to get into May where everybody's kind of slowing up what they're going to release and
Well,
say.
Guardians drops in like a week.
We got
Guardians
Guardians
2.
coming out, but I think a lot of the stuff that we're getting ready for is all the game companies are going dark because E3's coming up in a month.
Yeah.
And so, about another month and 2 weeks, we're going to see some E3, and they're kind of keeping quiet The only thing I've seen so far is that Nintendo, once again, has said we're not doing a press conference at E3.
All the companies are slowly breaking off and having their own version.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, PlayStation did it. Nintendo's done it.
But see, PlayStation will still be on the floor at E3.
Well,
Xbox will still be on the floor at E3.
Bethesda
EA,
bought a whole convention.
Yeah, EA goes off and does their own thing, you know. So they got their EA Play, which starts the Sunday before E3.
Smart move.
Well, you know, and it's cool, man. And they really have done well because they really kind of glitz it up and bring in the glamour of Hollywood. I think last year Terry Crews was there, Snoop Dogg was there.
I got Terry Crews news.
I know we do want to talk some Terry Crews PC news.
I know he's been up and coming in the PC world himself, building a computer with his son and all that. I saw that video that he did.
Yeah, man, he's got a up and running version now. Did he do a change to it? Is it on the PC Reddit page?
So what happened was Jay's 2 cents. He's a YouTuber who does like hardware, software reviews for PC gaming and whatnot. He got in touch with Terry Crews, and him and Terry Crews and the community kind of picked all of these criteria for this build that they were going to do for him. So now he has a custom built 10 core, 20 thread, 32 gigs of RAM, dual Titan XP, the new Titans, not the older one, system that's fully closed loop, water cooled. Like the custom everything. Like the RAM that's in the system is Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM, and they only made 300 of this particular stick of RAM, and he has the set of them that's number 94. For him, when he was in football, his number was 94. Like the SLI bridge for the 2 Titan cards is a fucking stick of Old Spice. And like the whole thing's done in Old Spice colors, and he's got a case, I think it's from Lian Li, that there are only a couple hundred of them that have been made, and he has number 3. Like he's got the 3rd one. So they had one that they brought to CES, and they had one that they have internally, and this is the first one that's gone to a consumer.
Lian Li, that's that secret city from your favorite Netflix show, right, Brandon?
Yeah, that's exactly. They make computer cases in their spare time because they can't teach kung fu for shit.
I don't want to rehash. I was listening to that episode earlier.
Did you see? Yeah, you sent us a thing when you said, "Hey, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about Iron Fist."
I hadn't heard y'all's, and we've talked about. I'm pretty sure we've talked about all of the Netflix shows except for that one in this company, and I hadn't heard y'all's opinions on it. So I was curious. I was sure there was an episode I missed.
Oh yeah, you had missed that one because it was very.
I still haven't finished it.
That's why I sent you that picture when you asked, and it was just the men on film from the Living Color skit. Hated it. That was really how we were bitter bitches about that show.
I mean, I understand it. I still want to listen to the whole episode, and I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. Otherwise, this is gonna be a bad part 2 to that episode.
there was. I will say this right now. There's some people that have disagreed with us. I got a lot of friends that were like, "Hey, man, 99% of what you say, I agree with." And I said, "Really?" And they said, "Yeah, Iron Fist is the one that I don't agree with." And I said, "Hey, you're entitled to be wrong 1% of the time."
That's true.
We're not judging you for being wrong. No, man. My whole take on it, man. Brandon and I, we've always said, hey, we don't want to be critics, because when somebody's creating art, I mean, as a guy who does stand-up comedy, when people are doing art or creating art, I don't want to be a critic of what you're creating. That's your baby, and you kind of become really protective of it, but at the same time,
but if somebody doesn't fucking critique you, you get a fucking chocolate shit show like we got in that fucking series. That's what happens.
Chocolate shit show. You added a new one that this is going down in the diary. Chocolate shit show was used on this episode. Oh man, your favorite line used to be 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah,
and that was how you described Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, that's the DC universe in a nutshell.
Whoa.
Okay, DC
in film.
Cinematic Universe.
We're going to go.
You get off of TV. You don't talk bad about TV.
I don't know. Some of the...
We'll get into that later. Okay. Well, in fact, this is a great fucking lead-in for TV since we're ripping into this. Brandon brought us a couple of stories this week. First one I want to get into, X-Files renewed for 10 episodes, season 11 at Fox.
I'm okay with that.
Meh, whatevs.
Were you a big X-Files fan?
I was not, but I know several people who are just
Same.
ecstatic about it.
I'm older. So
There's no doubt about
that was kind of my thing, like I really latched onto that show, and it just like, man, I was really every fucking episode. When it opened at the theater, I went to the opening weekend movie. I'm that guy.
So you're pumped about it.
The X-Files lost me that episode where like the guy would somehow inhabited the building and was like electrocuting people. I was just like, no.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to say they didn't jump the shark. I'm just saying that I enjoyed the show and I did ride it out.
They didn't just jump the shark. They were riding the shark that jumped the shark.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, God, dude, you were killed. This is going to be a long episode if you keep this shit up. You're going to stop these shenanigans
But,
now.
I say that, but then again, I fucking loved all 10 seasons of Stargate. I loved all 4 seasons of Stargate Atlantis, and I watched Stargate Universe, and I thought that it should have had, at least 3 or 4 years on television before it got canceled. So, and that whole fucking thing is just sharks jumping sharks over sharks
through
sharks.
shark-made fire
Yeah.
hoops. But that's the thing, and this is what's so beautiful about geek culture. You and I've discussed this off air. Once a group of people gets in love with a show, and it finds its following, it could be the most outlandish shit in the world, but we will have a passion for that thing.
Yeah, and then they'll cancel it after 2 seasons and a bunch of unexplained fucking answers.
Oh, God.
Or
yeah.
Sorry,
they'll-
I'm salty about a few.
Or they'll cancel it after 1 season because they fucking aired everything out of order. And it's
gosh.
Fox, and they decided to move it from one day to another for no fucking reason.
What are you
Fox
talking
has
about?
ruined more shows than anything, but...
Firefly.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
I knew where
okay,
you
that's
were.
what I thought.
I knew he was on Firefly.
The comment that I made, the 2 that stuck out most in my mind were Firefly and then Alphas, which was on Sci-Fi. I just happened to really like that show, and huge shit went down, and then never again. I'll never have an answer.
No, what was the show? Was it Almost Human with Carl Urban and the black kid?
Yeah.
Michael Ealy?
That one was
That was on
so
Fox.
good.
Yeah.
And that shit was damn good.
So good.
Yeah.
And they... 1 season in Fox.
I'm shocked no one has tried to pick that back up.
Bro, there were
pick
so
that
many
ball.
people that
There's a
tried to
comic,
write
I
in
think.
for that one.
I think somebody, man.
That's the other thing too, is that's a show where they actually brought in real shit. Like Bitcoin was the major currency in that fucking world.
It was a very
It was
good
so
And
where
that was
we're
at the
headed.
point where Bitcoin was just starting to come and start to grow, and they just said, fuck it, we'll just put it in the show.
Dude, I feel like that show is a good that is where a lot of things are headed. They had a very good take on where technology is evolving to.
Such an established universe. I
Yeah.
loved everything about
did
that
too,
show,
man.
and it just killed me when they. And that's my thing. Like
that
when
season
Fox
was
comes with a
good.
great show, I try not to get too attached. Like Fringe, I was a fan of Fringe.
Dude,
Fringe went on for a while, though.
Fringe got 4.5 seasons technically, because it had a 5th season, but the 5th season didn't go 20 episodes. It only went 13. But they did actually give it an ending. They wrapped that show up.
Yeah.
I loved fucking Fringe though. God damn, Fringe is my X-Files.
Hey, I was all over Fringe. So,
Yeah.
but the way you were about Fringe was how I was. But you got to think, I got Fox at a time when there was nothing like X-Files on. Okay, there was nothing like X-Files. There was no show like X-Files at the time it was airing. It was like geek paradise for me, and I
think
was just loving it.
That's the thing, is the difference between the reason why I don't like X-Files versus the reason why I do like Stargate is that on Stargate they weren't afraid to make fun of themselves. They have an entire episode in the 9th season. The 200th episode is them literally sitting around pitching television show ideas for a Stargate television show that was coming on air inside the fictional universe, and then them just making fun of themselves. In that episode, There's even a spoof because 2 of the cast members that are on Stargate at that point are from Farscape, and there's a spoof on Farscape where they're playing different characters from the Farscape universe that are not the characters that they played.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So like it's called 200. It's like the 200th episode of the film or of the show. That's the episode where they just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna make fun of everything."
That's awesome. I didn't spend enough time. Like me and Firefly, I came to Firefly late. So it was like after it had been canceled and people were making a big hoop about it, I was like, what was this show that all my friends were so passionate about? Then I watched it and I was like, well, this is the worst fucking thing I could have ever done to myself was to watch this.
Yeah.
Because now I'm pissed and triggered because they canceled it.
I love all the fucking the memes of like, I just started Firefly, and the other person's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah.
God damn it.
People just don't understand.
Don't even know that you're about to start slinging snot, but you're about to start slinging it, baby. I'm excited. I love that it's going to get some episodes. What I'm most excited about is that we're bringing back Mulder and Scully. It is not X-Files to me unless I have Gillian and I have David Duchovny.
They came back for season 10 too.
But see, that's the thing. You know how when it jumped to Shark and we had everybody else on there, man, and it wasn't quite the same. And it was just like, come on, man. I only want to watch it when it's them two. Their screen chemistry was the thing that always kept me going. So I'm excited to see it come back for another one. And Chris Carter going to be the executive producer the entire seasons, and that's kind of neat when this series creator is coming back to be the executive producer. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Still can't wait to see what it's going to be.
Cool to get casts back together for things. Have y'all seen anything about Trainspotting 2? Are y'all familiar with the original?
Yeah,
Trainspotting?
I am
I
a
watched
huge fan
Trainspotting.
of the first movie, but I have not watched the second one.
Well, it's not out. I don't think it's out yet.
Well, I thought it was playing at the Alamo here at one point.
I didn't think it was out yet. They're doing a second, and it's the same cast, same director, and it's legit like 30 years after or whatever, which I think is kind of cool.
It's just going to be a fucking Hollywood sequel where they try to rehash all the same shit that they did in the first one, and it's just going to be terrible.
He's such a fucking pessimist all
I'm
the
not
time.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm a fucking realist.
And I knew
Just
that was
go-
going to... I
go-
could have said that for you.
But seriously, like, go look at...
I'm aware. Blade Runner, they're about to do another one.
Are you
Alien,
going to shit on Blade Runner?
I'm
With
not,
the new one?
I
he's
trust
going to shit on the new one.
Delanu to do it correctly. I'm still, like, I still have apprehension about it. I'm going to go see it.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is, like, what's the fuck was it? The movie with the two brothers where they fucking run around murdering people.
Two brothers.
Boondock
You're going to get me in
Saints.
Rick and
Boondock
Morty.
Saints.
Oh,
So
yeah, that was
Boondock
awful.
Saints 2 literally had the same exact cast, and it was just a rehash of the first film. Trainspotting is from the same exact era as that movie. It's going to be the same exact shit. It's going to be the same fucking thing over and over again. Just
Oh,
ad
man,
nauseum.
you hurt me with Boondock Saints. That second one was fucking terrible. And I love the first one.
Yeah, I'm a fan of
mean,
the first one.
It's got a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and it is coming out on the 31st of March.
So we're talking about Trainspotting 2?
Next
Yeah.
year? Or
No.
it just came out?
It says March 31st, 2017.
So it's
So
out.
it's out. I'm
Okay.
telling you,
It is
I
already out
swear
then,
it's
yeah.
over at the... I
I don't
checked
even
the
remember-
Lakeline Alamo Draft
Oh, yeah,
House.
I'm sure. I've missed so
fucking
many
tired.
movies.
That's how I can't even tell what month it is anymore.
All right, cool.
How y'all
Let's
feel
keep...
about Alien?
I am going to watch it.
Dude, it looks...
It's fucking stupid.
You think it looks stupid? I heard it's
Do you
gonna...
like the Alien series?
I heard it's
I love
gonna-
the Alien series. I have no trust after fucking the last movie.
Prometheus?
Prometheus was horrible.
I actually
Okay.
heard that they did a little I was just looking and saw they did like a little mini movie that ties Prometheus to this one or to that world or something like. I didn't watch it. Obviously, I just saw like the headline for it. But I heard this movie, I believe, is supposed to like lead us into the original movies.
Where we're starting to see
Yeah.
what happened and what's
See,
going on.
and that's the thing is like you can't do an Alien movie without H.R. Giger properly. Like the aliens in Prometheus just looked weird. They didn't look right.
I'm excited about this one.
This one looks like everything I want in an Aliens movie.
The other trepidation that I have about it is like they have the next 2 or 3 already planned out, and usually when they do that kind of thing, it's failure.
Brendan, how did you feel about Harry Potter?
I fucking hate Harry Potter. I've never
course he
watched it.
does.
I can't stand it.
Never watched it.
How does Jenny feel about Harry Potter?
She loves it.
Okay.
It's her
Have you ever
favorite
watched
thing ever.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Don't bring this up. Oh shit.
Oh no, what have I done?
We have a whole episode on that one too. Maybe you should, catch up
I
at
was
some
trying
point.
to
Well,
stop you,
damn,
dog.
I enjoyed that one, but I mean, if you never watched any of the other ones,
See, so I had an interesting observation about that movie. And
Okay.
that movie and
Don't say
and
it. I'm gonna say something. He fucked me up with this observation. So before he says this to you,
is this something like I need to hear and then go watch again?
No, like-
because you're going to realize everything you just watched after he says this. I had to preface this before he ruins you.
All right.
So
Say it.
essentially,
I'm ready.
like Rogue One, if you're going to see Rogue One and you've never seen any of the other Star Wars movies, Rogue One doesn't explain anything. It doesn't tell you what's going on. It assumes that you know more than you know.
As does Fantastic Beasts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you've never watched any other Harry Potters
Or read
and you
the
just go
books.
watch Fantastic Beasts, you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? They don't explain anything. They don't bother to explain it. They don't even try. They're just gloss over it
He
all.
fucked me up because I realized Fantastic Beasts is a film for the Potter fanatic.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
it's gonna be its
It's
own
a fan
thing. I
service
don't
film,
think,
just
I
like
don't-
Rogue One is.
I think the magic and the tip of the hats and some of the nods and shit that they did, I'll give you that. That was fan service. However, I don't think they needed to explain where they're coming from because they are doing their own trilogy. This movie is it's gonna
But that
fulfill
movie
its own.
builds up on top of this knowledge that they expect you to have because you've watched the other films.
But I don't think it's necessary that you.
It
have
is
that
necessary
to
because I had
enjoy
no
the
idea what the
movie.
fuck was going on that whole
Like, he
fucking
seriously-
movie.
Like he started breaking things down.
I mean, I
He
didn't know what
fucked
was.
me up on the
I didn't know
movie.
what was going on that whole movie either. It was still enjoyable.
No,
I liked the
it wasn't.
open, loose use of magic.
I don't
as
want to
opposed
fucking go to the movies and sit there for 2 hours and be fucking confused because your fucking ass expects me to know things about your world that you haven't told me yet.
He's calmed it down, but I'm gonna break this down to you. Here's what he told me. He said, "So let's say you've watched all the Harry Potter films." I said, "Okay, yeah." He said, "Did you know who this guy was?" I said, "Yeah, well, the first movie from Harry Potter, you find out that this guy wrote a book that they study in their first year at the academy. And that whole Fantastic Beasts book." He goes, "Right. Now, if I've never seen Harry Potter," I went, "You probably wouldn't have known that." He said, "Okay, what else would I know? You have no idea how magic exists in this universe." He said, "Right. What else would I have known? You probably don't know that there's an American Council of Magic and the UK Council of Magic." He went, "What else would I have known?"
But I didn't.
And
to
I
be
just
fair,
started
I just,
picking
like,
he made me pick my own fucking film apart.
I wasn't a diehard Harry Potter fan, so to be honest, like several things I needed a refresher on, or other things I didn't even realize. But I still enjoyed it.
You okay?
So-
And I, like I say, not as a family movie, and you're taking your kids or grandkids to go watch it. You probably had a good ass time. Even as an adult, you probably had a good ass time.
Yeah.
But as a movie critic,
Well, yeah,
That
which
guy over
he
there-
There's like whole things of like, why can't you just use your fucking met? Like,
yeah, he hit me with questions
Why?
that, dude, I was like, fuck, I didn't even want to think about that,
Get
but
JK,
now you're having to
let's
make
get
me
JK
think.
up in here,
Bro,
sit her down.
first of all, if I could get her up in here, it would be the most uncomfortable hour for that woman in her life because he would just be one black man just over here going, "You sure look pretty and smell like the inside of my mama's purse." It would just be so uncomfortable for Jacob. It would
my
be
God.
so uncomfortable for her. And it would be like, "Look, I don't want you to file charges against me. I just want to touch your booty one time." Okay. One time.
To say that I have.
Yeah, just so I can say I touched J.K. Rowling's booty
I
cheek, left
touched
cheek.
a booty that's worth more than like
three
fucking
of us
half the
combined.
booty in like 5
Bro,
cities.
I'll tell you, there's not a lot of women I'd say this about, but she's one. She could fart in my face and I'd say, "Excuse me." Okay. I'm just saying. That woman can get away with some things
man.
because she wrote that book series and I think she's cute. So I would she gets a pass with Coach on some dirty shit, okay? She could be like,
man.
"I'm going to fart on you." And I'd be like, "Thank you, may I have another?" That's just JK's world.
Speaking of farting on people,
Oh, God.
You found
what-
something.
there was something that let's go through here and find it real quick. No, not Guardians of the Galaxy, not the XFiles. The Wheel of Time TV series gets a showrunner. anybody else other than me has actually read this book series, all 14 books?
I did not. This is a Robert Jordan book, right? This is the thing you were hitting me up about.
It's Robert Jordan, and it's also Brandon Sanderson. So Robert Jordan started this book series, and it was only supposed to be 6 books, and then, shit happened, and it blew up, and everybody wanted him to make more books, so he extended the series out, but he started dying, I think, of cancer before he could actually finish it, so he brought in Brandon Sanderson to write the last 3 or 4 books in the series. I can't remember exactly
So with
how
these
many based on
crazy
his
book series and the author like struggling to finish the series before death, like what the fuck?
The problem with it was only supposed to be like 6 books, and then it got really popular. So the book publishing companies were like, "You gotta make more books. We need more books in this series. They're selling really well. Make more books." So he's like, "All right, fine." And you can really tell that there's like an entire book, like it's book 10, is an entire book where you probably want to kill yourself while you're reading it because
Nothing's happening.
nothing happens the whole book, but things are happening. What's happening in that book is setting up what's gonna pay off in the next 2 or 3 or 4 books. But
Like a filler episode
it's like a filler episode
That you
that's
have
like
to-
fucking 450 pages
that you
long.
have to gruesomely read through.
This thing is bigger than your Bible, Christians, but here's the filler.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Just
no.
some filler content. Just Goku charging up for 3 episodes.
So now I know that this was announced that, in fact, now if I was reading this correct, because I never read the books, and I knew that Brandon got really excited
It's
about
like
it.
very medieval, isn't it? Like,
It's medieval fantasy.
gonna-
Yeah, it kind of honestly like it was.
is it gonna fill our heart's gap when Game of Thrones finally kicks the bucket?
No, because it's not Game of Thrones.
Huh.
Nothing really is.
It's more
to be
Dungeons and
honest.
And
Dragons
what's gonna
than
be
Game
on?
of Thrones.
It's gonna be on what network?
It's more Tolkien than it is.
You're
R.R.
telling me Lords
Martin.
of the Rings?
Yeah,
Candace?
like so the book even when he originally started writing it, you can tell that he was heavily influenced by Tolkien because the book starts out exactly like Lord of the Rings. In the first book, when they're the magical guy comes to the small town and gathers up the people that are special and then takes them with him on a grand adventure to go and do a thing.
I'm still waiting for that bro to show up and take me to my higher purpose.
Yeah,
Where are
I
all
think-
the magic wizards in this world?
I think your magic wizard is Jaeger.
No. Oh
No?
God, no.
No.
I'll tell you this much. I know this magician that works down there at this convenience store not far from Brandon's house, and she's got a Terminator eye, and I think her name is Chi-Chi, and she's a lady of the night.
Terminator eye.
I'm not kind of sure what magic trick she does, but she scares me because she has a Terminator eye.
She turns them magic tricks. That's
Oh my God.
She turns these magic
Yeah,
tricks.
not the kind of disappearing act I'm looking for,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
What
you
did she
see
make
it? No, you
disappear?
don't.
$50
She
in
has
my
a-
shame.
So wait, like
Now you see it?
Terminator eye. This I need to
Bro,
see.
yeah, look.
Is she like a cyborg?
Okay, she
is
had
what
an
he
eye
said.
that was neon green and was moving independently of this eye in her head, like she was scanning the room for John Connor.
Does she know she has that eye?
I don't know if she does,
Because I've been
but I
watching
did.
some. Sometimes maybe she's unaware that she's a robot.
Bro, that's now we're making a different version of Blade Runner.
so they're making a TV show out of the Wheel of Time, and Sony Pictures Television is going to be producing it. That's a red flag.
But
Have you
I
watched
did
any
hear
of
that his
Powers?
editor- The what?
Did anybody watch Powers that Sony did? They released it through like the PlayStation.
Yeah,
Store.
I did. And based on the comic book.
Yeah.
And it was not bad.
So I mean I wouldn't know so it's not gonna be on like a network then, is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
We haven't found out yet. I
Not
do
that
know
many
that
details.
his widow, and who was also his editor, Harriet McDougal, will be serving as the consulting producer. I think that's kind of cool that they're bringing
good.
her in. They're bringing
And
in people that were related to the book.
Yeah, they're also bringing in somebody that used to work on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Was writer producer.
I've been powering through that because I haven't watched the last season. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean I enjoy the show.
The latest story arc with Ada and the fucking.
I'm like balls deep in that right now.
Yeah, the guy is Rafe Judkins.
Starting to frustrate me, but
yeah, Rafe Judkins is the guy that they're bringing in. He's going to be the showrunner for this thing, but he like
Acting
previously wrote and produced on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He also wrote a couple episodes of Chuck and wrote and produced episodes of Netflix's Hemlock Grove, which I love the first season
I
of that
loved
one.
him. Have you So you haven't finished that show?
I didn't finish season 2.
I mean, it's just as slow. There's 3, I think, total.
Yeah, I think there's 3.
They're
I know
all
it's
on
a slow
Netflix
burn.
now.
Season 1 was a slow burn, but it was so good.
The whole show runs like that, but it is really good. And the guy, the main Roman or whatever, the blonde fucking True Blood looking vampire guy, he is playing the clown in the new It.
Is that who that is?
Yes, and he actually kind of looks like Tim Curry. I saw a side by side, which was weird. Yeah, it was like half Tim Curry's face and half his face, and they're very similar to like a young Tim Curry.
We're talking like pre-stroke Tim Curry or
yes,
post-stroke Tim Curry?
like Tim Curry when he played.
Okay, good.
Like
Pennywise,
like Tim Curry when he was
young Tim Curry.
yes.
Dunstan checks in Tim Curry. Okay, let's keep this
Rocky
rolling.
Horror Picture Show Tim Curry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
That's
got
a
some
different
movie
ball.
release dates. Did you see this?
I saw the Wheel of Time thing Brandon was talking about. I am excited for that. It looked interesting. It would hold my interest. What
movie release dates? So it looks like the big boys finally came out and said, hey, we're going to put some dates out to some films. Deadpool 2 will arrive on June 1st, 2018.
How does everyone feel about their choice of the actor for Cable?
Why is Cable Thanos?
Yeah, that upset me a little bit.
It didn't. The choice doesn't upset me. I just think that there were other people who would have been better.
There are 2.
Stephen Lang would have been better.
That's the old angry bro from Avatar. I can never remember his actual name. Yeah,
Stephen Lang.
Him or Ron Perlman. They should have just
not
fucking
Ron
arm
Perlman.
wrestled.
Never
for it.
You didn't want Ron Perlman?
Why? Ron
No.
Perlman wanted Cable. He wanted to be Cable.
No.
Stephen Lang, I think, would have been great. He's in Into the Badlands.
Ron
which
Perlman.
I've also been.
It wouldn't
loving.
have been Cable. It would have been Ron Perlman as Cable, and Ron Perlman would have paid Ron Perlman as Cable. Like
I can see where you're
he's
going.
the
with
same
that.
character in every single role that he's in.
All right,
in
well, just
whatever
let
he's in.
him do Hellboy 3 then.
Yeah,
Stephen
but
Lang,
that's
I
never
agree.
going to happen. By the way,
I know, but Stephen Lang, I do agree, would have been. He would have been fucking fantastic.
Did you
as
watch
Cable.
that movie that he was in just recently? The one where he's playing the blind guy.
So I started
Don't
that,
Breathe.
but I passed
Don't Breathe.
out.
I have it on
it's
Blu-ray.
super
It's
good.
fucking amazing.
From what I watched, it looked intense, and I like that guy as an actor. Like I said, he's in Into the Badlands too, which I've been watching.
Yeah.
And I think he would have been a great Cable.
The only reason
I don't think Josh Brolin will do bad, but why is Thanos Cable? Like
why that's the other thing. Why is Thanos Cable, and why is what's his name from DC, the Wild West character with the fucking scar on his face?
Oh, Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
yeah, Jonah
Why
Hex.
is Jonah Hex Cable?
Oh, fuck. I
Why is
forgot
Thanos
he did
Cable?
Jonah Hex.
Oh yeah, me too.
Why
forgot that.
is Brandon from Goonie Cable?
All right, you two assholes. So let's keep this going. Okay, Dark Phoenix getting a movie.
Please no.
Yes, Dark
Sansa
Phoenix.
face.
It's the sequel to X-Men Apocalypse. We're getting Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix starring the Sansa face.
Yeah, November 2nd, 2018. Yeah, November 2nd, 2018.
I'm sure it'll be good.
I don't know. And then the New Mutants finally get a movie, which on our Wolverine episode, we kind of talked about the idea that they were setting up the idea that they could go into a New Mutants movie when the way those kids kind of were going off to.
They were going off to Canada
Canada.
to become the New Mutants, basically.
And we kept saying, man, they should just start a New Mutants franchise out of this. Well, it looks like they are, and Josh Boone will come out and be directing that one. And it looks
What's
like
he directed before?
I'm gonna have to look into that one. I wanted to know because they've already
said
attached him to it. But
Josh
April
Boone.
13th, 2018.
He better fucking make Jubilee more viable. They like showed her; she had the perfect outfit. They
Oh, the
even
one
had
with the
like an
yellow
entire fucking sequence of other random powers going on in the yard, and we didn't get a single damn firework. That makes me so mad.
So he's made not a one goddamn movie that I would want to watch,
Oh boy.
and none of them have I ever heard of. They all seem to be some kind of flavor of love story.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix.
Stuck in Love, All We Had, and The Fault in Our Stars.
The Fault in Our Stars was a big film,
yeah,
bro.
It was.
Not for me. My daughter liked it.
I was just about to say, I don't think that would interest you at all, Brandon, but it is. That movie did really well.
$307.2 million USD. That did okay.
That was based on a book.
Yeah, it was not a book I wanted. My daughter read the book, watched the movie. I was like, I'm not trying to see this shit.
Sweet and depressing.
Mm-hmm. Cancer love is what I called it.
Yeah,
so
you're
again,
not wrong.
the perfect guy to direct an action movie.
Well, he knows how to direct a big budget film. Okay, so the X-Men universe is going to come to the big screen. Here's what we get. 2018 is going to be big. They get an April film, a June film, and a November film that year.
What they need to do is they need to do more films like Logan, where it's not it's a human story that just happens to have superheroes in it, instead of trying to do the big superhero fuckfests that they keep trying to do that just keep falling flat.
But all the universes have enough characters they could do that with. Yeah. More than enough.
Like, I would love to see, like, I don't know, a gritty noir detective Batman story that's not about saving the entire universe from the ultra big bad threat.
Like his detective comic stories, where you want to see him be a detective. Where he goes up against Black Mask and solves a murder. Or the Hush storyline.
Yeah. You see that thing about Batman and Bill, that documentary that's about to come out? Bill Finger, one of the major, like, original creators of Batman. The whole documentary is about showing more of what he did and how Bob Kane just kind of ghosted him as a person to take all the credit behind Batman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to see this.
I saw it. There's like a little trailer for the documentary I watched the other day. It looked crazy. I think it's called Batman and Bill.
Okay. We'll have to keep our eye out on that one.
Yeah.
We'll definitely look for that one. Speaking of Guardians, you brought it up. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has 5 post-credit scenes.
That's insane.
That's not overkill.
I wonder if they're going to show Thanos becoming Cable. I'm sorry.
He's going to put on the glove and he's going to be like, I want to be an X-Men.
And then he's going to zap somewhere else in time.
See, Brandon, this is what's wrong with your evil. It's poisoned Mike in just that short bit of time.
This is why I'm the most returning guest.
Yeah, already poisoned him. Like, he already made the joke. Okay. No.
But I brought it up originally, I think. I said it, and he said, why is Thanos Cable? But that was the thought I had in my brain
I had that thought the day that it got announced.
Yeah,
I was like, why is Thanos Cable? This doesn't make any sense.
And here's the thing. I was pissed day one, okay? And I told him I was pissed. And then I told him, because it's not Stephen Lang. And Brandon said the most Hollywood shit to me. Brandon was like, well, Stephen Lang is older, and they're wanting to cast somebody for the role that's going to be able to do the roles, and, you know, and they'll be able to have the years. And I just kind of looked at Brandon and went,
it's the truth.
You sold out and became one with the studio.
But
he told the fucking truth.
I can just see it. Like, Josh Brolin is 49. Cable is an older character, so you put the white hair on him. He looks a little bit older, but he's young enough that he can be the buff as he needs to be able to play the character. He can continue to play the role for at least the next 5, maybe 10 years, and then stop.
Stephen Lang's buff.
Stephen Lang is buff as shit, but he's in his fucking late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in great shape, but that motherfucker's going to die soon.
We looked it up, and he was 63, 65.
Yeah.
Stephen Lang is ripped for an old dude. Yeah. Like, if I make it to 63 and I got that many fucking muscles.
If I ran into Stephen Lang in a dark alley, I'd be afraid.
Yes.
Bro, if I ran into Stephen Lang in a dark alley, I'm telling him where that bitch was that stole all his money and don't bring it. Hey, bro, we could get her together. Okay.
The other thing, too, is that Stephen Lang isn't a very big... Like, he's an imposing actor, but he's not a very big actor. He's only 5'10". And that's another strike against him. But, yeah, I think he would have played Cable amazingly well.
Oh, I completely agree.
He is 64.
Jeez, yeah.
I knew he was 63 to 65, okay? So
it makes sense. All the reasoning makes sense. It just sucks.
And Thanos is 49. So they can get a lot more mileage out of him than they can out of Stephen Lang.
Thanos is hundreds of years old.
I'm just so upset. I'm just so upset by the whole thing.
I'm going to throw this fucking wrench at you. I have a wrench, and I have these
pliers.
Yeah, I've been wondering.
I'm gonna throw them at you.
I don't know why I keep looking. How the fuck does Brandon have pliers on?
I was using them to adjust this mic.
Oh, okay.
Here. I'm fucking I'm sorry if you're listening to this on headphones right now because I probably just blew the shit out of you.
That's
Phrasing?
Oh, Archer, we love you. Okay. So cool.
Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Is that not a thing? Okay. We're going to keep this moving, man, because this is all over the map today. A DC digital service to launch with Titan series from Greg Berlanti and Akiva Goldsman and a Young Justice Outsiders. First of all, I liked everything they said in this sentence except a DC digital service.
Everybody's got to have a service, man.
Yeah, man. Subscriptions.
Got to have your
are
own
the
digital
future.
platform. Everybody's breaking up into their own little channels so that they can fuck you out of hundreds of dollars just like they did when it was all grouped together in cable.
First of all, Greg Berlanti making a Titans series. Amazing.
That I'm fine with. I hate the unchanging roster. I think I've talked about this before. Some of them need to grow up and move on, dude. I would love to see old badass Beast Boy. Starfire's like sometimes there, sometimes not. They should all be adults and inventively create some new fucking sidekicks to be the Titans.
They should just advance all of their ages like 20, 25 years and then just come back to them when they're like older and they just have fucked up problems like drinking problems or drug issues or
Perfect.
Well, let me introduce you to the Rebirth series of comics because in Rebirth, as you know, they launched the Titans, which is pretty much the original team, which is where we got, Nightwing and, Wonder Girl is, Donna Troy. She's now an adult. Speedy, who was with Green Arrow. He's now Arsenal. Yeah. So we have a more older developed team. And then they did the Teen Titans, which is where we have Damian Wayne playing Robin. Beast Boy somehow is still with that team. Starfire is, although an adult, is with that team.
She is somehow now like she's 30 years older than Beast Boy. Yeah, but he's still 15.
Yeah, so like it was like really weird.
I want Beast Man. Same. That's what I want,
dude. Bro, I could live with Beast Man. That would be a badass show, man.
I'm pretty sure I've brought that up on our comics issue because that makes me so mad.
And so,
do like a buddy cop movie with him and Cyborg, except they're like middle aged. It'd be awesome.
Well, Cyborg has now graduated to the Justice League and doesn't kick it with him anymore.
Yeah.
And so
he stopped aging.
And Kid Flash, black version of Wally. Black Wally is in the new Teen Titans series in the comic book, which I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
I'm really cool with the new Teen Titans group.
Can we just
I like
call
the Titans
him
group.
Wally and we call the other one White Wally?
I call him Black Wally and White Wally. I do. I don't know. Maybe I can get away with it because I'm Black Coach. But I say, y'all know Black Wally? And they be like, who the hell is he talking about? Black Wally, Kid Flash.
Speaking of, have you watched the latest Flash episode?
I have not.
I have.
That Wally, man, got fucked up.
He did. I was very upset with how that episode ended, not having the next one.
You knew they were going to blue ball on that shit.
Fucking I know. I want to know. I need answers, and I'm not getting them quick enough anymore.
Well, we now have the way that they're gonna manage to get out of it, I guess.
Do we?
They've gotten the MacGuffin from the future, the information on how to trap Savitar. Now they just have to find the person to use the information to make the thing so that they can trap the guy in the thing.
The MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Ugh. Oh my God! Wait a minute. So there's a shit. Animated series Constantine that's going to be on this thing too.
Which thing?
On this little stupid ass thing they're going to launch.
I knew they were bringing back Young Justice. I'd seen that. That's
Young Justice
sick.
Outsiders is coming back, and then they're going to do a live action Teen Titans, and then or a live action Titans, I should say. It doesn't say whether it's going to be teen or the new version of Titans. But there's also a talk of a animated Constantine series in here.
Do a live action Titans on their
I would hope
service?
that they would get.
Let CW do that.
I would hope that they would get the guy who did Constantine in live action to do the voice.
Bro, you know what's kind of cool about this?
That would be cool. They should. Still relevant.
I mean, and it's not just that, but like he's been doing a lot of like theater and stuff, so it would be easier for him.
That back?
It would be easier for him to do an animated series because he could just run in, record for a little while, and then leave.
Would is CW trying to bring that back? I know they had him on Arrow.
They brought him into the Arrowverse for a couple of episodes, and then he made his exit, and that's it.
Okay.
Which was really nice.
It was.
Except one thing that really pissed off about Arrow for that season was that they didn't. one, that they couldn't bring him back just because he was busy with other shit, but that the person that they brought in to teach him the magic that he needed to be able to defeat the bad guy at the end, that chick was not Zatanna. How could they not fucking do that? Why did they make up an entire character from scratch instead of just using Zatanna?
I don't know.
Did they think the world was not ready for Zatanna? Is that what it is?
I am.
Would she have been just too hot in that fucking outfit?
Probably.
Do you realize, though, now, this is what fucks me up. I'm reading about this stupid-ass idea, but these fuckers already have 7 series built into this. Okay, listen to this.
But there's series that could be on any other WB, like...
Well, that's
Titans,
what they're
live action Titans could be on CW. Young Justice you could put back on Cartoon Network this fucking Saturday, and it would get ratings. I promise you. Like...
Well, that's what they're saying here. Is that if you look at this, they have Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, iZombie on the CW, Gotham and Lucifer on Fox. You have 7 series. And if you put all those back episode seasons on this thing, it's...
But you have 8 because you're going to have the new fucking series with, what's his name with the lightning that we talked about?
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Oh, Black Lightning.
Holy crap,
Black
they
Lightning,
didn't even
that's
mention
8.
that here. And then they're talking about the animated series that they do.
That's 8, and then there's Krypton, which is coming on. That's 9.
And let us
So
not
is
forget
this-
that they're now saying here, animated Young Justice, animated Constantine, possible.
So there will be others.
This would not actually, if you're a DC fan, if this comes
So
out at
this
$5 a month, I'd pay this.
This is going to encompass everything on any network related to DC, basically.
Basically, DC, all their shows on one thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say I want to know what the price is at this point. They call the right number, I may bite a bullet on this.
Yeah, it just depends.
I got to know what the number is.
I would rather they just have a CW channel that's on Hulu or that's on Netflix that just has all of that shit on
That
it.
has it all there.
Because, fuck.
Well, if this fails, that's what we can hope
Was
for.
it kind of like didn't Hulu like loop in Showtime? You can pay like $2 extra for everything.
Yeah,
Showtime
you can.
or some
Showtime,
shit.
I think HBO does the same thing.
HBO has their own service.
HBO
now.
has their own service.
I think they pulled everything off of Hulu recently.
Okay.
They're in the process.
Well, I
of
wonder
doing it.
if DC will do that then when this launches.
Because, well, you can, right now, you can watch iZombie on Netflix. You can watch Lucifer on Hulu.
Well, in flat, all the CW shows were on Hulu, and then I read an article, they renegotiated their contract because they were doing episode by episode, and CW wanted to change how it worked. That contract ended, and now CW has a new contract with Netflix, so as soon as a season ends, it will
goes
be
straight to Netflix.
Within 2 weeks of it ending, the whole season will be on Netflix.
Let's keep this TV talk going because it's pissing me off. All right, The Tick gets August premiere date on Amazon.
Yeah, well, you've been able to watch the first episode of The Tick now for almost a year, so I've been wondering where the fuck the rest of the series is. They're finally gonna give it to us, which is nice.
Why Amazon, man? That makes me so mad.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
it's the only superhero show that they've got.
That's true.
And I mean, it's the fucking Tick, and The Tick is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something about Amazon. You say, why Amazon?
Yeah.
This is just another fucking thing that Amazon is pissing me off. And here's why I say this. You and I got into this discussion. We don't really discuss anime on air like we used to.
Yeah.
Brandon and I were discussing something. Amazon has quietly built one of the greatest fucking anime libraries in the last 6 months.
Just stealing them?
Like, they're kicking Crunchyroll in the dick right now.
Damn.
And people, like anime fans, were talking about it in the forums. It was a big deal that there was a show that premiered on Crunchyroll 2 seasons ago called Sakano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. When I talked about my top 8 favorite romantic comedy animes, this was in that fucking top 5, okay? Yeah. Season 2 of that, exclusive to Amazon. Scum's Wish, one of the hugest mangas animes to be announced, exclusive to Amazon. The Iron Fortress, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, I can't even think of the name of it, exclusive to Amazon.
Damn.
So Amazon has quietly been scooping Recreators, one of the hottest animes this season, exclusives on Amazon. Amazon has quietly been kicking Crunchyroll in the dick and grabbing up all these exclusives and putting them on there.
There's a thing that Crunchyroll has that Amazon doesn't, and that is like within hours of something premiering on Japanese television, it's premiering with English subs on Crunchyroll, and Amazon isn't doing that. They're doing a season, like once the whole season finishes dumping, it's getting dumped onto Amazon, right?
Scum's Wish was airing as it was going.
As it was going?
As it was going. Sakano and Recreators airing as it's going. So I was kind of pissed off about some of this, where it was like, bro, how?
Just pay $100, get a fucking Amazon account, get 2-day free shipping, get everything that's on Amazon Prime, get on the Amazon Music,
don't buy
get the
enough
fucking
on
Amazon fucking audiobooks. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man.
Just buy the goddamn service. It's $100 a year.
Enough on Amazon to just justify the $100.
See, I just don't use it enough either. Same.
I don't have to buy it because Jenny has her Amazon account and I just have it on my shit. So if I want to watch something on Amazon, I just go watch it.
Fuck yeah, you did it right.
See, the only anime that I don't even know. I want to watch Dragon Ball Super, the new one. I haven't gone through any of that.
Crunchyroll's got you.
But I wouldn't even know where to begin because don't they have like movies and seasons and?
Bro, I will send you a link for it. There's a thing out right now. I did it for Bleach. Well, I should have done it for Bleach. I did it at the end of Bleach. There's a couple of wikis that are fan-made pages that say, what can I skip? Okay, and they did it for One Piece, which is on episode 745.
God, yeah, I've heard about that.
They did it for Dragon Ball. What can I skip? And Naruto. So it tells you this was filler. Fuck this whole season and just go to this one. And it lets you skip all the filler and watch the main story as it plays out.
I don't have Crunchyroll though.
Yeah, man. Crunchyroll's free account is worth it. It just means that you have to wait a week after it premieres. Like a paid member gets it, you have to wait a week to watch it for free.
Ah, okay.
I don't like watching side quests.
That's basically what all of One Piece was. It's like, here's a side quest for a season. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. So the Amazon has been, Amazon's got some quality ass shows, but there's some sneaky motherfuckers, and they're making that service worth it, man.
Yeah, fuck them for building a library of stuff that you actually want to watch. Those
about goddamn
sneaky bastards,
providing you with fucking 2-day shipping,
hours of entertainment,
free Amazon. Amazon needs to fucking pay me for this shit, okay? If you're out there and you fucking listen to this show and you work at Amazon, you get me a fucking sponsorship.
Give us free shit.
Bro, here's the sad part, because he came to my desk the other day. What are you doing? Ordering this shit on Amazon? What are you ordering? This game. What is it? It's a Japanese game I wanted to play. And no store carried it. But I found it on Amazon and got it shipped to me for $25.
Yep.
And he was like, I thought you didn't use Amazon. I said, I don't use Amazon much. I use Amazon. I don't use it enough to justify the $100 a year.
Not often.
If I use Amazon, if I was making a purchase once a month, I'd probably go ahead and get down with it.
I get that free trial every year, every Christmas. I just get that free trial, order all the shit on Amazon that I need for people. It comes in and just cancel that shit out. Don't need it. Don't need it, bro.
Brandon, you are the most diabolical genius I fucking know.
Because they allow you to do the free trial once every 6 months. So you can do the free trial every Christmas, and you just order all of your shit through them, get it in 2-day shipping. When it comes in, you just cancel it out, and then they don't charge you.
That's smart.
I've never said this on air before.
Uh-oh.
But I fucking love you. Okay? You are a fucking madman, and I did not even...
For all of you at home, he
Amazon.
looked deep into his eyes when he said that.
Yeah, I fucking love you at this very moment. Because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm fucking Amazon for Christmas. Amazon, I love you. You go get some dick this Christmas.
And
I
for
would
that
fucking
whole
Amazonian
free trial
for
month,
Christmas.
you get to watch all the anime, so you can just get caught up then.
Oh.
So I know what I do for December. Oh, let's keep this shit going. We got so much to still power through. New Masters of the Universe movie gets release date, loses director. That's not how that's supposed to work. I didn't think that was how that was supposed to work.
That's how it works
Dolphin
for Batman movies, right?
They bringing back Dolph?
No.
Okay, so here's what I think.
They should, though.
Yeah, I agree.
They should do old, like, they should do it like a Conan movie, but it with like old grizzled He-Man who's been doing the fucking job
for
who's been
years.
the king for years.
That would be
And like
cool, actually.
he's been through multiple wars. He's got like a fucking big scar on his face and his hair and his fucking beard are all grown out, and he's just chopping motherfuckers would be amazing.
I would be down.
Dude, just a heavy metal fucking He-Man.
Heavy metal He-Man.
Would be fucking amazing.
He-Man and the Masters of Fury Road.
Yeah.
That's what it would be.
I hate both of
Exactly.
you so much right now.
Because, like, if you think about it, that whole universe, it has, like, high technology. It's got, like, fucking siege engines and shit. Like, that thing that Skeletor used to fly around on with the blade that was around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just do fucking Mad Max, fucking heavy metal He-Man with Dolph Lundgren back in the fucking saddle again. It'd be amazing.
I would go see it.
I'd be there.
I don't want to admit. Yeah, I don't want to admit that I would watch it, but I'm just so fucked up by this conversation. Like, I don't even want to discuss this shitty movie now. Your version sounds so much cooler.
Hopefully it'll be good.
Oh,
Especially, you know what would be really good is if you got it directed by the guys who directed Kung Fury.
Oh, man.
And I'm off board again. I was on board. I'm off board.
No.
Okay.
Kung Fury was amazing. You know
December
it.
18th, 2019. That's when they're going to make this movie. Kind of planning a little way. But McG, I guess who was set to direct, is leaving. And now David S. Goyer is now writing the screenplay.
So there's a release date, no director, and a new screenplay writer. Are you sure it's happening?
Yeah, they're kind of a little... Why does that name sound familiar to us? You, as soon as I said David S. Goyer, I saw the look on your face.
Looking up what he's done before.
Yeah, there's something that he's connected to. Oh, yeah.
Man
of Steel, The Dark Knight,
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
The Constantine television show, too.
All I can think of when Brandon says Man of Steel is covering Zod's eyes.
Yeah.
Your hand.
Just move your
do
hand from
this.
here to here.
Just do this. Just put your hand over his eyes. And then fly straight up into space and throw him into the fucking sun.
Wouldn't that only make him stronger?
Maybe. There's got to be a point at which it wouldn't help. Like there's got to be a point at which Superman would like absorb or so much power that they would just explode. I don't know.
Bro.
Maybe bury him in the fucking earth on the moon like they did in that fucking Superman 3 when he's just hammering that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just bam. Bam, into the soil of the moon.
So he can't get any sun.
So he can't get any sun.
Just cover his eyes.
Then Zod comes back a couple movies later to be the big bad guy, but he's like a little stick figure, like Superman
Oh my god.
in that dark alternate universe where Superman got captured and they just kept him underground his whole life.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, all the Blade movies, Jumper, Dark City.
Wait, who?
This is David S. Goyer's history.
Okay.
I
liked Jumper. That was good.
I did too. He did Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He did every one of the Batmans. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight. He fucked us when he came to Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice, the Batman versus Superman. I was with you, David S. Goyer. I had.
Is this the
he
writer?
did all the Blades, man. Blade 2.
Like David S. Goyer is good at concept, but he's not good with execution.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to come in and write the dialogue because he's fucking terrible at it. But as far as like laying out all the major plot points of a film, he's really good.
Till he puts too many plot points in one film.
Till the studio decides that they want to try to play catch up on 10 plus years worth of world building because Marvel's been kicking them in the dick since fucking 2006.
It's true. We need more rated R movies like Logan and Deadpool. Those are both great.
I want a rated R Hulk movie where like something happens and he just becomes super enraged and we just watch him destroy the whole planet.
We could have the Planet Hulk would be great.
Well, that's essentially what
they're doing in Thor Ragnarok.
What Thor Ragnarok is, but I want the
it's
super violent.
Like we're not getting Beta Ray.
Gory.
I guarantee we won't see Beta Ray Bill.
God, I hope we see Beta Ray Bill.
Same.
That would be amazing.
And I mean,
just a big fucking guy.
Mjolnir gets shattered. So how does he get that back? Does that just get recreated by another dying star?
So Mjolnir gets shattered, but if you remember in the comics, he actually gets an axe. He has an axe that he takes up. It's not as powerful as Mjolnir is, but there's an axe. And then later on, another copy of Thor's hammer from another Marvel universe hits this one, and it's the one where
Well, Stormbringer.
No,
that's
it's-
Beta Ray Bill's hammer.
no. It's another hammer from, I think it's like the Marvel. It's one of the other universes where Thor basically becomes a god, like an actual god, like he becomes so fucking powerful.
Gotcha.
I think it's Thor Odin. It's when he takes over for Odin.
Okay.
But there's another hammer that shows up. Like something happens, all of Asgard disappears because the Collector collected the planet because he wanted the hammer, but he couldn't move the hammer, so he just stole the whole planet. Yeah, because the Collector can do that kind of shit because him and all of his brothers are the elders of the universe.
Oh, I'm not getting in this. I'm just listening to you two pitch crazy ass movies at this point.
Oh, I mean, we could.
Yeah.
Speaking of, since we're on the topic of movies, I just watched Split the other night.
I haven't watched it yet.
With James McAvoy.
I loved it.
So, did you catch the reference at the end then?
Oh, yes.
Are you opposed to spoilers, Brandon?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Why?
It's a really good movie.
It's good. It is M. Night Shyamalan, but he ties it to Unbreakable right at the end. The character that Bruce Willis plays in that, then they bring up Mr. Glass. Apparently, he's going to do another movie titled Glass, and it's going to have Bruce Willis's character after James McAvoy's character. So that's all in the same universe.
Yarnbjorn. That's the name of the axe.
Yarnbjorn?
Yeah, it's JARNBJORN. Yarnbjorn.
Okay. I'm about it.
Sorry, not to take it off topic.
No, you're good. It was, I mean, it's just, it was really weird to see, like, how, because it's this, what I was talking about was right at the end of Split. Like, right at the end.
Oh, yeah. I watched it in the theater opening weekend.
And when I saw, I actually had to Google. I was like, wait, what the fuck? That just, like, took me for a loop. I was pretty sure that was the reference.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize that was, I don't think anybody saw that coming. And
No.
then to learn, after I looked it up, to learn that he's actually doing another movie in that universe is pretty cool.
Yeah, no. In fact, I was with a friend of mine, and we both had, seen Unbreakable, so we wouldn't watch that one. And it was just like the coolest reveal for us.
I didn't know that they were going to be tied together at all.
Bro, do you know, well, until right now, nobody has ruined that. You've not seen that anywhere. Really, nobody's talking about it
Yeah,
online.
that wasn't, I mean, I just don't think Split was as big a movie as it
Split has made millions upon millions.
It has. I mean, it looked,
Yeah,
and I wanted to see it in theaters, but
It really did well, man. And so my thing is, now it's out on DVD and Blu-ray. It's starting to become like Sixth Sense. You've had your opportunity to figure out what's going on. At the end. So it's cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit you guys with some more release dates. This is we're gonna jump companies now. This is gonna be more Lucasfilm based. I kind of told you what Fox and 20th Century Fox and that whole thing we're going to do with their X-Men universe. These are more like Lucasfilm and Disney. Star Wars Episode 9 got a street date.
oh yeah,
It will be May 24th, 2019. And simply described it as closing out the third Star Wars trilogy. That's all they say about it. They've given us no answers. They're not discussing
nothing
it.
at all.
Also, they said the fifth film in the Indiana Jones series set for July 10th, 2020.
How?
And we'll see the return of both star Harrison Ford and director Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
Said nothing else. Now, for a while, I did think that in the, Crystal Skull, we were trying to bring in the idea of branching the story off to
His son, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, and now that just doesn't seem like that's what's going to happen.
I mean, I'm totally fine with that not happening.
Are you?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it if maybe a different actor. Like I can understand the whole generational handoff if they want to continue Indiana Jones as a whole. I don't think Shia LaBeouf worked out. He's got plenty of his own problems.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Can't wait to see what they do. But that is what they've announced as far as dates from Lucasfilm and Disney. Also, kind of to tie back into something that you guys are talking about, with Thor, I know you guys may not be into comic books collecting as much, but they're about to do Marvel's Legends series. And Legends is going to take the original Legend character and pair them with their new person in the Marvel universe.
Huh.
And they're going to be, it's a 10-issue maxi series. and it's going to have, for example, you're going to have the unworthy Thor, which is what he was called, because he lost the hammer in the whole, original Sin storyline, and Jane Foster is now running around as Thor, and she has Mjolnir.
And he has a destroyer arm.
Yeah, so that the series is going to kick off with those two in a series, the unworthy and the almighty Thor together in the series.
That's what I was talking about earlier. But the hammer that I was talking about that shows up on Asgard is the hammer from Ultimates. So it's Ultimate Thor's hammer. It's one part is hammer and the other side of it is an axe. And that's the Mjolnir that landed on Asgard. And then that's the reason why the Collector stole the entire planet, was because he couldn't move the hammer. So he just took the whole planet. And then Thor in Earth 616, Unworthy Thor, he's still wielding Yarnbjorn, and he finds out that the Collector has the whole planet because he's been trying to find Asgard. So he goes to the planet, and then he's about to pick up that hammer from Ultimate Thor, and he just walks away from it. So, I mean, they could usher in a whole weird thing where they introduce the Ultimate Universe to replace the current MCU universe by bringing the Ultimate Universe in as an alternate, and then they could technically recast everybody and have it be a completely different continuity from the current MCU, but they can recast everybody without actually replacing them.
Here's the problem that I'm going to tell you guys.
That would be insane to do in a cinematic. I feel like would be crazy.
I mean, they don't do it all in that film. They just introduce that idea.
Oh, yeah.
And then allow that seed to grow over the course of time, and then slowly introduce new characters to fill up a new MCU that's on a completely separate continuity from the current one.
Well, slow your roll, because here's where
when all of
this is
these
going to get
actors
interesting.
finally start getting tired of these roles and leave.
I want you to kind of collect this comic book series. I've never asked you to do that, but I want you to collect this one out of everything. Because, okay, you guys didn't do Original Sin, the comic book where Thor lost that thing. Nick Fury, the original white version of Nick Fury, whispered something in Thor's ear, and he was no longer able to pick up the hammer.
Something that someone made him do that, though.
Yeah, he whispered something. Well, it was part of this whole battle when they were fighting and Thor was about to land the blow. He whispered something into his ear and fucked him up, okay? And what he said fucked Thor up so bad he couldn't pick it up. The comic book this month just revealed what was said.
Oh, damn.
So some shit's going down, and this is why Legends is going to be so important, because your idea is not far off from what it sounds like they could be doing, because we know Miles Morales was the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, and because of everything being reset in
People
and
are
now
getting
he's
pulled
in our
into
universe,
616.
him and Peter Parker exist in the same universe. They're also going to be issue 3 of this series, okay? The Captain America and Sam Wilson Captain America are going to be an issue in this series.
Falcon Cap.
Yeah, so this series, Legends and Legacy, is going to play on the idea of this was the original and this is who's taking it over. It's a really fucking interesting series. But if you look at some of these stories, it's really about, hey, this is where we were. Like Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
We're going to see Carol Danvers with Kamala Khan in a story together, side by side. And if you've not been following the comic book series and the whole thing that just went down with Civil War II, they don't see eye to eye because, Captain Marvel, she kind of went off the deep end and was like, let's imprison people before they commit the crimes. What kind of Minority Report bullshit was that?
Yeah, and Kamala's not about it.
Yeah, because as Kamala Khan, being a Muslim woman, she kind of knows what can happen when people get radicalized and decide we're just going to punish you before you do the crime.
That kind of sounds like it's a Cap Hydra influence.
Yeah.
Bro,
Her viewpoint.
Well, here was the thing. Cap, as we know, there's that whole Hydra story going on in Captain America.
Yeah.
That series is starting in comic books. So we're about to actually start dealing with that and the ramifications of it. Or people are about to start finding out that, holy crap, Captain America has been a Hydra agent this whole time and has this new idea for America and how to make it safer and the world a better place.
And they're touching on that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the alternate reality inside of the framework.
Yeah.
That's essentially what, in the framework, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. crumbled, Hydra took over all of America, because these certain people weren't in the places that they would be in real life, because in the framework their lives were fixed by taking away their greatest regret. And
Damn,
so like
I'm like about to get into that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you
yeah.
right now, the comics are about to do something really goofy. And and that was one of the things that we were just talking about this recently, where they were discussing, hey, when we finish up these films, when we finish up Infinity Wars Part 2,
Then what?
we will have been doing this for damn near 20 years. We're going to wrap this whole thing up nicely in a bow, but we're not sure what we're going to do in the next phase, or even if it's going to be
So
filmed.
they could do exactly what Brandon was talking about and bring in
We
alternate-
could see a rebooting of the
something.
alternate universe or the Ultimates universe as the film universe.
So like basically you in Thor Ragnarok you introduce Ultimate Thor's hammer, and then you wrap that in a mystery of where did this hammer come from, and then you parlay that and you tell some little side tidbits in the next few movies leading up to however you're going to cap off the original MCU.
But by then, we should be aware of an alternate universe
Exactly.
if they start sprinkling it in, which I feel like they're smart enough to do if that's the route they want to take, obviously.
Yeah.
You guys
5
do
fucking
realize
post-credit
who's been
scenes.
missing from these comic books since the rebooting of the universe? The Fantastic Four.
Fuck the Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nobody
And
cares.
There's a
Nobody
chance
cares.
that they're
Nobody
going
cares.
to bring them back into the comic book fold.
No one cares.
I think there are people that do care.
I mean,
The thing has been running around for a while, that's fine, but nobody cares about the fucking Fantastic Four.
people care about
Nobody-
Doom. The most recent movie just took a big fat shit on him, but
I think
Didn't Doctor Doom
they
just get
ruined
a
the movies.
makeover too? Like his face is fixed?
in the
the
comics,
comics?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
No, he's the
Believe-
Invincible now. He's the
He's an
Invincible.
all white outfit. Didn't he like join up
he's
with
trying
them?
to be, he's basically trying to be okay. So we know Tony Stark's gone, right?
Yeah.
Didn't
No.
he take over for Tony Stark
He's
too?
taking over as one of the Iron Men.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
trying to be a good guy. So you guys are
Iron
fucking.
Doom.
Is he in the same universe with Ironheart? That chick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had seen
They're
a
all in
thing
616.
Yeah.
about him getting an Iron Man suit, but I didn't know if that was like an evil ploy or if he was trusted with it.
And the Thing and him clashed already in like the 3rd issue of it, where the Thing was like, I know you to still be a shithead.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to be a good guy? And so he's dealing with the ramifications. Kind of like Lex Luthor's whole thing when he joined the Justice League. I know you to be a shithead. And Superman comes back into the universe and goes, don't try to tell me you're a good guy now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I'm just going to let you guys know. The comic books are doing some weird shit that I think is going to affect the Marvel Universe for the next 20 years.
They need it though, because Rebirth just fucking buried them. DC's Rebirth buried Marvel on paper.
Bro, it did. And I know you guys aren't reading this. If you're going to buy a comic book this weekend, you go out right now and you go buy Batman issue number 21 in the Batcave. This is the story that we've been trying to figure out what's been going on with the whole Rebirth universe and why somebody stole 10 years off their life.
And the
story-
Watchmen button.
Yeah, the Watchmen button shows up in the Batcave. Yeah, let me tell you something. Flash, Batman, working together again, putting their detective minds to work, and Flash does some shit that fucks up the timeline worse than you've ever seen in Flashpoint.
Oh man.
He just can't keep his dick out of that timeline.
No, he
He
can't.
really can't.
He's
Well,
like, I can't run back in time anymore ever again.
First
Except
of all-
this one time.
if you're listening to this right now, turn
Babe.
this fucking podcast off, because I'm about to say some shit that's going to fuck both of you.
Babe, my parents weren't home yesterday. Flash takes off.
Yeah, Flash, I'm running back in time to yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to tell you some shit's going to fuck you guys. Listen to this shit. Thomas Wayne meets Bruce Wayne.
I saw a snippet of that actually on the internet.
It is this is the hottest scene right now on the internet. That comic book is selling the fuck out everywhere.
But I mean, I guess it was only an eventuality for them to meet. He was going to merge those realities. I can see it.
No. There's
Or
more.
it's more to it. I saw a thing too where they were talking about a friendship like Bruce and Barry's. Like even when Bruce is like beat to shit, he's still down to talk forensics or whatever with Barry. Where like no one else would. No one else is as nerdy or as smart as the two of them.
Well, guess who took all the 10 years off everybody's life?
Who? Thomas Wayne?
Dr. Manhattan.
Well, that makes sense, but why?
Yes,
Do we know
that's
why?
where the mystery's starting.
Do we know why?
No.
Isn't there like a storyline where Dr. Manhattan's like traveling through time essentially? Like he decides to change the point at which he actually becomes Dr. Manhattan so that he doesn't get stuck inside of the machine that pulls him apart. And then he kind of watches what happens to his life. And then he goes back and makes another change. And he just keeps doing that over and over again. Like looking at the different iterations of what could have happened, all the branching universes.
Maybe that's what he's doing
different
now.
Decisions.
Well, we're about to find out.
I was going to say, maybe that's what he's doing right now.
Okay, and you remember in Detective Comics, they all believe Tim Drake to be dead.
Yeah.
Tim Drake's never been dead. We found that out at the end of Detective Comics when you realized somebody had captured him. We just thought he was dead.
He's Red Robin, isn't he?
Yeah, but here's the thing that's going on right now. Ozymandias is holding him and Doomsday. So the Watchmen universe is somehow converging with the DC universe in a really unexpected fucking way with this rebirth thing.
Huh.
It's getting crazy.
I still haven't caught up on any of that.
2 years in the fucking making, and they're about to make this. This is the longest slow jerk I've ever had to go through. 2 fucking years I've waited to figure out.
Why you just gotta wait for the trades, baby? You just read it all at once.
2 years, bro. I've been collecting these fucking issues, and these motherfuckers finally say, okay, we'll finally nut. By time I done went to sleep. You didn't get yours, I'm done. Yeah, so, man, this is going to get definitely good, man. Dude, we talked about a lot of shit, and we probably could have talked longer, but I think we gave them enough of a show.
You're going through movie timeline.
Yeah, we gave enough of a show. It's enough of a show.
Thanks for listening to the Team Lift Podcast with your hosts, Brendan Bowie and Roderick McDaniel. Join us again next week as we discuss more topics from geek culture. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter page @GoTeamLift, as well as our personal pages @CoachSilky and @ThighSide. You can direct questions and comments to us on our Twitter page, as well as find links to all of our social media outlets. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.